Hi, how are things? For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Jason. I'm 21. I'm in college doing business and accounting, which is about as exciting as it sounds. I work part time in retail and I have a huge interest in travel, which is what this channel is all about, what my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok pages are all about, and they are the reason why I started this. Another reason is it may reach more people, may be easier to understand for people. It's a lot easier to understand something that you hear rather than read. I'll be able to explain things a lot better because who wants to be reading? And why I say who wants to be reading? Because all my Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram posts consist of a lot of reading about tips on travel, flights, hotel, accommodation, transport, attractions, things to do in areas I've been to. I'll talk about places I've been, places I'm going. I'll be recording places I go because I'm now getting a little camera, travel camera with very good quality, very good picture, which will record everything we do. So you'll get a better grasp of where we are going, what we've done, how much it was, would you pay, how much we paid to do that. I'll be able to give better reviews on things like I feel on Facebook and Instagram, my reviews of hotels, for example. Staff are friendly, very clean. Um, but I could be saying that based on how much we paid or the star of the hotel. It might not be based on an overall impression. And here, I think you'll get a better understanding of that. You'll get a better grasp on things I'm saying, rather than just reading and reading. And you mightn't even want to know any of what I've said in the big long reading. Whereas here, you can listen to it. It'll be faster. You'll take in what you want to. You won't take in what you won't want to, and you might pick up a few tips. You might not, but who knows? So the reason I started it all, there's a few. Um, One, we were in lockdown. There was nothing to do. Wasn't in college. Wasn't working. So I said, why not? Another one, before I ever even thought of doing any of this, I'd always tell people how much I've paid for places I was going and how cheap it was, how I got it. And they always just, every time, before I even told them how I got it, would ask how did I get it that cheap? And I'd explain to them and they'd be so interested. And ever since I've started this, so many people, not just one, two, a lot of people, way more than I expected, have said how good they find the page, how when we are allowed to go places, they're going to get on to me. I was really happy to hear that. So I said, why not come on here, make it way more understandable. But if you want to go through anything I have posted about, my TikTok and Instagram are Jaysexploring. My Facebook is Jaysexploring20. So basically the same, just with 20. And I have posted a good amount on those three, probably Facebook and Instagram being the better two, and actually Facebook being the best because it's a lot easier to read because it's all in one and you can take your time reading it. On Instagram, it's in the highlights, so it kind of goes quick. TikTok is only kind of a newer one that I've started doing, so that's kind of hit and miss. But definitely Facebook anyway, and Instagram. Things you do when you go to these places, like I love water parks, I love theme parks, I love roller coasters, I love adrenaline rush, I love big, high, fast roller coasters, big, high, fast water slides. So if anyone's interested in any of that, stick around. I won't be just talking about travel abroad. I'll be talking about in Ireland, in counties, like certain counties that I've been to, that I haven't been to as well. I'll do a bit of research for anyone wondering what they can do when they go somewhere. If anyone wants to know, they can give me a text on any of the social media. I'll talk about travel time, how long it took to get there, how easy it was to get there, which hopefully will give people who might want to go to places I have been or will be going a better understanding and make it a lot easier for them when they are going to these places. Like for example, when we went to London the first time, we went to Thor Park and it took us 2.5 hours to get out there. It took us 40 minutes back from there because by the time we had gone around the park and had our day, I realised that we could have actually just got one train straight there, whereas we were switching buses. I don't know, did we get about 3 or 4 different buses. I won't only talk about travel, talk about college, what I'm doing, what it's like, if anyone has any interest in that. Talk about, I want to get Invisalign, because I absolutely hate my teeth, and I think just once you have a set on your teeth, you won't change it unless you get them changed. So that's what I'm doing, getting them changed hopefully sometime soon, unless the dentist and orthodontist close, then I will have to stick with these things for a while longer. I want to get a lot more tattoos. I have 3 at the moment, so I'll be talking about those, how much they are, where I went, what I got, how painful each place was. There will be a lot more things I'll talk about, not just travel, not just anything else I've mentioned, things that just come about that I don't know are going to happen yet, but that will happen. So 1 or 2 tips I can give in this video at the moment, for anyone looking for hotel stays. I know we don't know what's going to happen at the moment, with lockdown pending, probably going to happen, but Trivago is my go-to website. Compares all the most hotel websites, and gives you the cheapest option. But it's not always the cheapest option depending on what you want. So the option they give you might be the cheapest option for a room only, but it might not be the cheapest option for bed and breakfast. So another tip is go into the first few options they give you, because maybe the second or third cheapest option for room only might actually be the cheapest option for bed and breakfast, might be the cheapest option for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the room. Skyscanner is basically Trivago for flights, compares all the airlines, but a tip for that, it would be better if you're flexible, same with the hotels for prices, because you might put in dates, and let's say for example Aer Lingus might not be flying on those dates, so Skyscanner will then give you the cheapest option for airlines that are flying on those dates, but it might not be the cheapest option you can get in that week. So whereas if you put your dates 2 days forward, 2 days back, maybe Aer Lingus for example might be flying on those dates, you might get cheaper offer, cheaper deals. Same with Ryanair, you might get cheaper deals on a different date than when you were expecting to go. So it is good to be flexible, if you can be. I know sometimes it's hard to be. I won't just be posting like cheap holidays. I'll be posting my holidays, how much I got them for. Some of them might be cheap, some of them mightn't. A lot of them are, and I'll explain as well how they could have been gotten cheaper, just we couldn't get them cheaper because of certain factors that played a role in when we went, how we got there. And so an example I like to use a lot, which people are probably sick of seeing me post about, is Disneyland Paris for a cheap holiday. And the reason I like to use that as an example is because anytime I talk to someone about it, they think, oh, does that not cost thousands of euro? And that is a direct quote from a lot of people that I have talked to about it. But no, last year we paid 260 euro, 260 euro each for our flight, hotel, transfers, and park tickets, which were annual passes. So that's for a whole year, park tickets. 5 nights in the hotel. Now we are paying monthly payments for the annual passes, so 60 euro up front, and now we're paying monthly payments. It can all be paid up front, but we said why pay it all up front? It will work out the same price anyway, and it'll be cheaper for us to go when we went, more spending money to have. So there are different options of park tickets. It can all be seen on my other social media, so have a look at that. So that's just one example I like to use as a cheap holiday, because people have this perception that it's not as cheap as it can actually be gotten for. So for anyone willing to stick around with me, I'll see you soon. Thank you for everyone who has watched this far. I probably would have X'd myself in the first 10 seconds. And I'll upload a lot more content, so do subscribe. I'll share any videos I do upload onto my other social media pages. So keep an eye on that. So as I said, Instagram and TikTok are both Jaysexploring, which is the same as YouTube. And then Facebook, you just add 20, so Jaysexploring 20, Jaysexploring 20, and that's a like page on that. So do subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you.